Exactly where the head of the racket is when
Okay.
I'm here, because maybe according to the angle of the wrist I have a different position.
Let me
So
have a look.
probably to be more compact
Yeah.
gives me also more to be more confident.
Yes, it'll give you more stability, because what happens is, I'll just come in front of the camera and show you this. What happens
And
at the
now
moment?
the YouTuber star Steve Ford.
Exactly. We have had, I went past, it's been 3 years, I went past 10 million views recently.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
It's a huge number.
It's a big number, yeah. It's
Yeah,
just,
I see a lot of YouTubers say, yeah, for the past 1 million.
yeah.
You 10 million.
10 million views. It's taken 3 years, but it is interesting because the views are higher than ever, but the subscribers slow down dramatically. I think there's maybe 15,000 tennis players who subscribe to everything, and then it's much slower with the subscribers. We have 25,000 now.
But it's not, huh? It's not.
It's okay, but if you also look, a lot of on the big channels, a lot of these big subscribers are dead. They're no longer there because, for example, Ian Weston in Essential Tennis, he has 300,000 subscribers. I've got 25,000. When we release a video, we get the same number of views.
Yeah, I see. Jan Westerman.
Yeah. It's, now, what happens with your forehand at the moment? When the racket leaves the arm, then there is there's kind of a problem, because if the ball's fast, then I have to take the racket back fast, and if I take the racket back fast leading, I've got to there. If the ball is slow, then I take the racket back slower. It's just natural. And if I take the racket back slower, I've got to there. So let's just compartmentalize that. When the ball's fast, you have a bigger swing, and when the ball's slow, you have a smaller swing. No, it should be the other way around. So when we lead with the racket, then that can cause timing errors and a loss of confidence because of this variety in the take back. So we're going to do this, but then we're going to go to another stage. The feeling of the hand here, you might have seen me online use this word. If you haven't, then it's a very unusual word. Proprioception is an understanding of what the body is doing. You know it. So you see, now we've got different proprioceptive skills. The highest ones are in the feet, okay? Because if I want to walk along here and miss that line, then I don't have to look at it to do it. So I'm totally aware of where my feet are without looking. The second highest ones are in the finger, and specifically the first 2 fingers.
So we have to use the first 2 fingers.
I'm going to get to that. We're going to do this in stages, but I'll explain it now for the camera. So the first stage is we're going to do maybe 20 balls, the rest of the ones in the basket, with you holding the racket like this. And some of my clients go back to that in matches when it feels bad, right? They actually wait in this position. But it's bad for two-handed players, because two-handed players, you can't play the two-hander. A one-hander, you actually can do the one-hander that way, but not the two-hander. So we're going to do it in stages. The first stage is to hit some forehands like this, where it's impossible to get the take back wrong. You just can't do it. So it's an instant fix. Then we're going to slide the hand down and go into a ready position where the index finger is on the string. And because the index finger is on the string, you'll have a proprioceptive feel for where the hands are and therefore where the racket is. And so first stage is that, to get the feel of it. Second stage is this, and this you can use in matches, right? Because this is a position that the two-handers can play. So we'll do them in stages and go. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm also thinking that doing this, one of the reasons that I not lose is that I have to slow completely very quickly, and so my muscle they become tensioned.
Well, let's look at it this way. If I'm going back that way, how do I stop the racket?
My muscle.
With my hand.
Yeah.
The big one is with my hand. You see, if I go back this way, I stop the racket. I stop the racket with my bicep and deltoid, right? Whereas with this, I stopped it with my hand and forearm. I've just introduced stress here. Stress here is perfectly natural in the stroke. In actual fact, I've just made a video of a very complicated one about how the pectoral muscle connects to the obliques in the front of the body, right, as you make a stroke, because you actually close that space, okay? And so this stress here is really good. but this stress here is really bad. And then take that over the course of it. Okay, so let's just try and see. Okay.
Okay. So first step, here.
Yes. Okay, here we go. So now, very good. Now, very good. Don't worry about it going long. So now, excellent ball. Again, excellent ball. Again, excellent throw. Again, excellent ball. Again, good stroke. Okay, again, good stroke. And now let's immediately slide the hand down and have the finger on the string and see whether we have the same take back. So now, excellent throw.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking. So now, you might have to get some balls from inside. There are quite a few. So now, excellent front stroke.
I can do that.
So now, good. And now, good. And now, good swing. And now, very good stroke. Sorry, it's a very bad ball. Good reach.
Hola.
So now, perfect. And now, perfect. And now, perfect. Very, very good. Now we'll collect the balls and we'll go to rally cross court, trying to get the feel of that. I don't know whether you could hear it, but there was a harder sound. When you were hitting the ball, there was just a little bit harder sound. It's one of the things of working online and on court, is that I've become much more aware of the things on court that I can sense or feel or appreciate, as opposed to online.
Yeah, online.
Not hearing the ball is a big thing online. We'll use a ball machine. You see my review of the machine?
Yes.
What I said on the review was that's the 6th company that's asked me to review a machine, and that's the first one I've done. Because it ticks all the boxes. The first thing is it's cheap. And it's effective. It does everything. So we're running, we'll go cross court, so that we're focusing